Hello. That appears to be all of the gifts. The armory is at your disposal. Swords are fast weapons which require skill and finesse to wield. Why just stab or shoot your enemies when you can set them on fire? Pistols fire quickly and cause a respectable amount of damage among those who respect such things. If you want to inflict the greatest possible damage in melee combat, you want a hammer. The bigger, the better. You've acquired a full suit, one which lends itself perfectly to casting spells. If you didn't unleash massive destruction while wearing this, you'd be missing an opportunity. That outfit is fantastic. I hope everything is in order. I can see why you would want to save that. A timeless classic. The legendary Normanomicon. As a young boy, I endured extraordinary tales of its terrible powers and prayed that I would never encounter it. Incidentally, thank you for bringing it into my living quarters.
At your orders, sir.
It's a great day for a ship voyage. Woohoo! Woohoo!
I have a delivery.
Always. You'll go fetch it? Well, that's great. Cheers.
Sir?
I'm sorry to ask.
Got too much gear?
But
Sell it to me.
here we are.
Ah, it's our mighty king. Hello.
Greetings, my lord.
I trust you're well, sir. Ah, your majesty.
Salutations, my most gracious.
My king? At your command. Greetings, sir. Greetings, your majesty.
This is royal magnificence.
How are you, your
Hello?
majesty?
My king.
I'll follow your lead. See you then.
It's more beautiful than I dared to imagine. And heavy, too. Our experts estimate it's worth a small fortune. Of course, now the question becomes, what do you wish to do with this fine stone? Shall I deposit the money from the sale into the treasury? Or perhaps you would prefer the funds were channeled into, let us say, a more personal account? I would marry this diamond if I could. Think how precious the children would be. A truly selfless act. I am constantly in awe of your generous and noble spirit. Putting the safety of your people before your own reward. Bravo, your majesty. Bravo. The Treasury's health is robust, but we must always be wary of unnecessary expenditures and watch out for possible avenues of profit. With that in mind, I would like to discuss the thorny issue of child benefits, which were abolished under your brother's rule. There are vocal elements within the community who are clamoring for us to bring it back. In the interests of the Treasury, and of the long-term welfare of the people, I have a counter-proposal. It's somewhat radical, but rather brilliant, if you don't mind me saying. We charge people for every child they have.
This would keep the population low, but more importantly, the treasury high. Is it really fair to bring new life into such an uncertain world? Very good, Your Majesty. Why change things when they are going so well? Perhaps Logan was right in following this course of action. Shall we proceed with the rest of your appointments? Here is the royal agenda for the day. As you can see, you have 2 audiences in the throne room to begin. I've heard rumors that Reva's latest proposals are both scandalous and delicious. It should be most entertaining.
My lord.
Sir. Be careful.
All stand to attention for the King of Albion.
Majesty.
This hearing concerns the future of the Bowerstone Shelter and Orphanage. Page will speak for the disenfranchised people of the city. Reva will dispute her cause.
You may speak.
Your Majesty, the shelter has long been the only refuge for the homeless, the poor, and the orphaned. And until we can change the whole world for the better, it will continue to be their only hope of survival. Isn't it time we held out a helping hand to those who need it most? The shelter is underfunded and the building has fallen into disrepair. Invest in the shelter and orphanage, and perhaps we can begin to create a better future for Albion's forgotten people.
I could not agree more. The city and its people are in dire need. But it is not charity they require, it is love. I propose we use this dilapidated building to help both...
The poor of this city have suffered enough. We will renovate the shelter and orphanage.
The Bowerstone Shelter shall be refurbished at the Crown's expense.
Thank you, Your Majesty. You've done the right thing.
As you wish, Your Majesty. The parentless tykes and their destitute friends shall have a palace to call their own. Are you a beggar, too lazy to own your own clothes? Or perhaps an orphan, aching for a bowl of gruel? Then come to Reva Industries Shelter and Orphanage, where you'll find food, beds, clothes, and even new parents. No matter who you are, we care, even if you don't deserve it.
Today, you will deal with a pressing environmental issue, the disposal of the city's waste. Reva will offer his proposal. A member of the Morningwood community will stand against him.
You may speak.
Your Majesty, I'm sure you will have noticed a certain aroma permeating the city of late, even more nauseating than usual. I fear it is not merely the stench of the underprivileged, but...
Morningwood is to be left unspoiled. We will find other ways to deal with Bowerstone's sewage problem.
The king has spoken. Morningwood shall not be used as a waste site. The sanitation committee will look into safer alternatives.
Groovy. You are like a majestuous eagle, Your Majesty. You are in touch with your inner innards. Granny Nature thanks you from, like, the bottom of her heart.
A pity. I must admit I was rather looking forward to breathing fresh air, but I'm sure Your Majesty knows best. There is nothing as important as the health and hygiene of our citizens. As such, Reva Industries is delighted to announce the opening of the Bowerstone Sewage Recycling Facility, because there can be no affluence without effluence.
The day is almost over, Your Majesty. Only one more appointment left. Page has requested a meeting in the old rebel headquarters. How very cloak and dagger. I wonder what you want.
Awaiting your command, my lord.
Greetings, sir.
At your service, my king.
Greetings.
Oh my! It's the...
Your Majesty, I trust you're well, sir.
At your command.
The king! Wow!
You are the most saintly of monarchs, Your Majesty.
Hey!
The people love you, Your Majesty. They really do.
And I
How
can't-
very
I want to look as
amusing.
cool as you! Yeah!
Hello, Your Majesty.
Oh, wow! Hello! The king! Or as Mummy says, yay!
Do us a favor, and I'll be your friend.
All well, my lord.
Yeah, nearly gave me a fit.
I was so frightened. Almost. Shut rubbish!
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Help!
I just can't keep stocked up on some of these items. I'll give you a good... You'll go fetch it. Well, that's great. Cheers.
Your Majesty.
We're owned by a real adventurer. So, you know our goods are good.
Sir,
Well,
Yay!
always underfoot.
It's sad, really, isn't it? The way we turn to drink all the time.
It's not every day a king walks into the rebel headquarters. Good. Kid went undercover with a gang of robbers and found out their plans. They're going to strike the tavern in Bowerstone Market. If you get there in time, you can stop the raid. And at least one of those thugs must know where Ferret is holed up.
Greetings, sir.
Salutations, mighty prince.
Yay!
If you cooperate, you won't get hurt. But if you give us any trouble, we'll kill you. Now, just so you know we mean business, I'd like one of you to give us trouble, so we can kill him as an example to the rest. Who's it gonna be then? Oh look, we have a volunteer. The king, no less. Have at him, fellas.
This guy's rich. Reckon around right, that must have hurt. I should know. I've shot myself loads of times. Bloody magic.
You're still standing, mate. Hit him back.
Come on now, this is... This is looking bad!
It is no longer advantageous for any of us to frequent the hideout in Industrial. Presently, I shall inaugurate a new centre of operations in Bowerstone Market. You've been provided with a key which will permit access. Please endeavour to prevent its transference to an unauthorised individual.
Attention! Hello, Your Royal Majesty.
Your Majesty.
Always a joy to see you.
Yay!
Majesty.
You again. It does tend to obviate the entire objective of maintaining a secret hideout, if your enemies can simply infiltrate whenever they've the inclination. Lads, perform the specific services for which I employ you. Expeditiously.
Huh?
Kill him. Fast.
Cremation or burial? Actually, we're just gonna leave you dead. You're filthy. Kill the bugger before he shoots someone
What the hell was that? Oh, pretty freaky.
I can't live one more day in this cell.
Throne's gonna be cold tomorrow without your arse pressing. Watch it, boys! Somebody get that dog!
Oh, you put it away. Hey! Ah.
Ah, hello.
I believe I can state with relative confidence that your efforts are in vain. Even should it transpire that you vanquish my associates, this door is completely impenetrable. In addition to which, this cell contains a secret egress through which I may abscond whenever I desire. Meanwhile, my compatriots shall brutalize your person.
I'm bored already.
You haven't lost your touch. I'm surprised his men were foolish enough to fight you.
Now, truth be told, my superlative intellect notwithstanding, it would appear this is not, in fact, the specific cell I so confidently referenced earlier. The one with the secret exit has 2 beds. All right, you have prevailed, Your Majesty. I concede. However, I entreat you to entertain a certain proposal.
You have nothing to offer, Ferret. It's over.
Ah, that pronouncement is objectively devoid of merit. I happen to have on my person a substantial quantity of currency. Let me go free, and the money is yours.
As far as I'm concerned, you can stay in there and rot. But that's for the king to decide.
You royal miscreant! This grievous malefaction shall be rewarded with equally grievous retribution.
I'm sorry to say we are falling well short of expectations. The treasury holds nowhere near enough gold. But the kingdom demands your attention once more. The time has come to make a decision on Albion's drinking laws. Under Logan's rule, our citizens are restricted in the amount of alcohol they can purchase per day. As you can imagine, this has proved a rather unpopular measure. And yet many respected members of the community think the law does not go far enough. They would like alcohol consumption wholly abolished among the commoners. They feel, rather reasonably, that it leads to improper behavior and Very good. Perhaps this is not the time to be implementing radical new measures. It will give both the gentry and the rabble something to complain about. Who knows? It may take their minds off their impending doom. Let us move on to other matters, Your Majesty. You have a busy day in the throne room ahead. Samuel, the head of the Brightwall Academy, is ready to plead his case. I sincerely hope he isn't after a handout, though I'm sure Master Reaver will be the voice of reason, as always.
Welcome to the Sanctuary. The armory is at your disposal. Swords inflict moderate damage quickly, the weapon of choice for an agile warrior.
I'm gonna kick your royal ass! Oh! Yeah, mate! Oh, that's got a stick! Oh, yeah! Well, watch it! Don't for you! Boy, you keep shooting that thing, someone's gonna get killed! I'm gonna hang your head on me country wall.
Watch it! You'll shoot someone's eye out with that thing!
That dog's dangerous! Down real for safety grounds.
Dad, we missed you.
Darling.
Hi.
You've been
What
so
you got for
wonderful
me?
lately, I got you this gift.
We have the coolest house ever.
What have you got? Ah, how romantic, my love. I do love to hold your hand. Glad to see you finally got rid of that headache, dear. Isn't life beautiful? I feel humbled in your presence.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
We must be the envy of all our neighbours. There's nothing we're short of. Wonderful, darling.
Ah, hello.